Oh, Cactus, you're looking awfully bare. Where's all your stickers? Why have I got all the stickers off the car? And have I made the right decision? I don't know. Find out in this video. Hello! Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV. And to a possible goodbye to the Citroen C4 Cactus. It's not been an easy decision to make. There's been a lot of humming and hawing over this, but I've provisionally got an appointment with We Buy Any Car to possibly look at selling the Cactus. So I'm just cleaning it out as we speak. Because I've got an appointment this afternoon. It's not been an easy decision to make, but I think in the long run possibly will be a decision that it's worthwhile taking. So since I've got the Smart, this car has actually sat not doing much mileage. I've actually probably done more mileage in the Smart than I have in this. And I'm currently paying, excuse me, £200 a month, there's a dog's head off, for a car that I don't use very much, and I feel kind of guilty in a way. And I'd also like to be finance free as well on the car. So yeah, I'm looking to sell the car, possibly today, if not soon. Yeah, so I want to be finance free, and I also want a car. I'm thinking I want to go down the sort of Bangernomics route as well. So just get a car that, yeah, I buy outright. And I won't care for it getting dinged in the car park. Yeah, I don't mind getting dinged in the car park. And I don't feel guilty about leaving it sitting on the driveway. And also, another reason is I won't feel guilty about not washing it, because I get quite guilty when I've not cleaned this car. Last time this car was cleaned was about 4 months ago. Well, up till recently it was last cleaned about 4 months ago. So yeah, I'm just possibly looking at getting a price and taking it from there. So yeah, all these stickers. Sticker man, Team Dynamics, anybody? What Team Dynamics sticker? So yeah, it's quite, I don't know, at the minute it feels quite hard, because I really like this car. And it's provided me with 2.5 years and nearly 20,000 miles of adventures. We've been to the Motorist in this car a few times, for Hubnut socials, Furious Driving socials, French car meets. We took in a lot of shows earlier this year. So it's a bit bitter, it's a bit bittersweet, but in a way I also want to try other cars as well. And I came up with an idea on the channel, but I don't think it's going to work as well as I thought. I quite fancy Bangernomics, but with a twist, that I start off at the start of the alphabet and spend £500 every so often, save up £500 every so often and buy a car. So you start off with A, then B, then C. So you'd start off at Alpha, for example. But I've been having a look on Marketplace and the likes and getting cars for that sort of money. You're looking at spares or repairs. There's a few good ones. So probably my plan now is just scour Marketplace and just find a car for £500, run it for a wee bit, see if it's got, maybe if it's got like a long MOT, run it till the MOT, then punt it for something else. It's probably my plan now. Kids paraphernalia. This car hasn't really been cleaned since, or given a clean out since we were on holiday back in the summer. So it's a bit manky, but it's not too bad. So yeah, that's in theory what's going to happen is I'm going to take this car up to We Buy Any Car later on today, see how much you quote me, and take it from there. It's bittersweet, but I know that at least somebody else will be able to get this car and maybe use it or buy it outright. I just feel guilty that I'm paying £200 a month and I'm hardly covering any miles, and it's just sitting on the driveway because I've got this Smart, which is a wee bit more fun in a way. And I think that's what it boils down to, is that I'm wanting to put money into the Smart, basically. I've spent a wee bit of money on the Smart. I've probably spent more than I should have done by this, but at this time so far I've spent quite a bit. I think the Smart owes me about £1,200 because I've had to put an exhaust on it, the crankshaft position sensor, and I've sort of taken that decision that I want to spend the money on the Smart and make it look good. So I've been treating it to little goodies that you've seen on the Smart Tips series, and yeah, the fact I've got like a service kit coming for it. I've got another couple of wee things for it. I've already like changed the area. I've put a couple of other things on it which are coming out soon. I've put my private plates on it. I just feel that I want to make the Smart good and enjoy it. So that's another reason why I'd want to sell the Cactus. So as I said, if I do get a replacement car, it's just going to be a daily. It has to be ULEZ compliant as well. But when I say daily, it's a car I can use now and again as well, or because the Smart is the default daily at the minute for me, I think. But it's just if I get another one, it's just a car I won't care about. It probably won't make any videos. Well, it might make a video in a collection caper and a review, but won't be the main focus of the channel. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I just feel a bit strange at the minute. It's maybe not set in yet. Yeah. And I remember seeing this car when I was looking. back in 2022. I was initially looking for like a C1 or a Citigo or something like that, and this came up, and I was a bit sceptical. Not sceptical. I was quite taken with it and a bit sceptical about how it looked. It was the basic poverty spec one with the wheel trims, and it was not much more than like a C1 in that. It was not much more than a C1, so that's why I went for it, because I've always liked the look of these wee cars. I think when I first seen one in 2015 with the air bumps, it's what made me think about getting one, because I'd seen one in the past. So that was one of the reasons why I went for the car. But I think it's when you hear the horror stories of this car and the reputation that the PureTechs get, it's always a worry, and there's not clear, concise information either about the wet belts on these. The wet belt, I don't know why I put that headrest up, so I could just go like that. Yeah. There was not clear information about the wet belts on the non-turbocharged PureTechs, but the general consensus is that all the PureTechs and their wet belts are a ticking time bomb. As I said, I've done nearly 20,000 miles in this car, and touch wood, or touch fake plastic, but I've never had an issue with it. But it's always there in the back of your mind. So, and it's quite an expensive job to do the wet belt on a Cactus, because it involves, well, what we have to do is to take the oil sump off, we clean the oil, change the belt, take the sump off, clean the oil pickup. So it is a bit labour intensive. I think it's a day job for one of them. It's not a simple job. So that's another reason why I'm thinking about selling as well. I just don't fancy a wet belt going on me. So yeah, that's that. What else? Yeah, wet belt. I think I said in the summer as well. But my clutch, I felt the clutch was a bit draggy. And I don't know how long the clutch has got as well. So it's just one of these things that I think it's time for it to go. Let somebody else enjoy it. Let me get on with improving the Smart, because I'm really enjoying working on the Smart. So yeah. One thing I'll say though is it's been a great family car. Doing the school run, going on holidays. I think my wife thinks there's more space in the back in this car than there is in the family Skoda, which is surprising. And don't get me wrong, this is a really, really comfy car. For a base model, it's got cruise control, and it's really relaxing to drive on the road, on long distance. So, yeah. So that's it. The car is emptied. The question is, will it be going or will it be staying? Find out later. But if it does go, I'm going to miss it. But I've got the Smart. I've got a little bit of fun. If I'm feeling down, I can go for a hoon in that. And yeah, if I do go down the Bangernomics route, then you'll find out what it is in a future video. But the next thing you might see is you might see me walking away from the Cactus and saying bye bye. I'm just so conflicted. It's been a great car, but I know maybe now it's the time to do it. And let somebody else enjoy it. Well, instead of me paying £200 a month for it just to sit in the driveway, maybe do it 20 miles a week. Anyway, I'd just like to thank you for watching this sort of honest, rambly, Cheerio type video. Or maybe a Cheerio video, I don't know. But as always, don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and we'll catch you in a future video. Farewell. Well, my decision has been reached. After 2.5 years and 19,700 miles, I'll put up an exact figure once I've worked it all out. I've decided to sell the Citroen C4 Cactus. Goodbye, faithful little friend. It's been a blast, and I'm glad I've experienced a cactus.